Good afternoon. This afternoon, we want to look at similar triangles. Okay, so similar triangles, or in other words, we are looking at similarity and congruence, grade 9. So similarity and congruence, grade 9. Okay, so it's a topic that you find in grade 9 mathematics. And so here, we are going to look at some questions that will help us understand what similar triangles are all about. Okay, so now maybe just a definition for similar objects. When you talk about similar objects, you are actually talking about objects that look the same. They may be of different sizes, but they must be of the same shape. If two objects are of the same shape, and maybe the corresponding angles inside the objects are equal, then you have what we call similar objects. In this case, similar triangles. So here are some questions here that we have on similar triangles. Okay, so when we talk about questions on similar triangles, we have questions like this one here. Okay, so the first question says, in the diagram below, triangle PQR, so triangle PQR is similar to triangle PSQ. Okay, so we have two triangles here when we look at our diagram here. When we look at our diagram, we have two similar triangles here. PQR, P is here, QR, so this triangle down here, and also PSQ, the big triangle. Okay, so these are similar triangles. So the first question says, now calculate the length of PR. Calculate the length of PR. So we are calculating the length of PR. So the first thing that we do when we are calculating similar triangles is to identify the corresponding sides. And so we identify the corresponding sides in the question by looking at the letters that we are given here on the two triangles. Okay, so let's look at the first one. The first question says find PR. Okay, so here is how we are going to write down the ratios. So PR is here, and so when we look at the two here, we can see that PR corresponds to P is the first letter, R is the last one. So this corresponds to PQ. So you divide it by PQ. Okay, that's what we call corresponding. They occupy the same positions, but in two different triangles. So P is the first letter here, P is the first letter there. So we have P here, even P here. R is the last one there, Q is the last one here. So you have RQ. And this should be equal to, and then at this point now, we can look at what we have on the diagram also from this side and that side there. So PR is from here. So we are going to look at what we are given here. So when we come to PQR, the triangle PQR, we will notice one thing here, that we are given PQ, we are also given QR. So we are given PQ, we are given PQ and also QR. So we have to come and check here because PQ corresponds to PS. So we check if PS is also given there. So we'll come and check PS. There's nothing on PS here. There's nothing. So we are now going to check SQ or QS. So QS is here given. So we are going to use this one here, the one at the end, and this one. So we are going to have PR, which is PR over PQ, and then this side we are going to get QR divided by SQ. Okay, so Q and R here, Q is the middle letter, R is the last one. Here S is the middle letter, Q is the last one. So that's why we've divided them, because they correspond to each other. And then now we can substitute the numbers that we have. So here, our PR, this is what we are finding in the question. So PR divided by PQ. So we come and get PQ is 18. So we are going to have 18 here. And then QR is 14. So we have 14 here divided by SQ, which is 21. So we are going to have 21 here. Okay, so this can be simplified here. We are going to have PR over 18 is equal to 7 there. That's 2. 7 into 21, you have 3. And then we can cross multiply here. We can cross multiply. So we are going to have 3 times PR. We have 3 PR is equal to 18 times 2. This 18 times 2 there. And then now we can divide by 3. So divide by 3 both sides. So PR is 3 there, 1, 3 into 18, that's 6. So 6 times 2 here, we are going to get 12 centimeters. Okay, so all we do is just to identify the corresponding sides. And then we can calculate what we are asked to find. So number two here, we have RS. So the first thing that you do is to write RS here over, and then you come and check what you are given here. You have PQR is equal to PSQ. Okay, so the question says find RS. Okay, RS is here. Find RS, this one here. Okay, so now how do we find RS? Okay, how do we find RS? Because when we check here, we do not have it. So what we are going to do now is, since we found PR, it's 12 here. We found 12. So what we are going to do now is to find PS, the whole line, PS. And then when we find PS, then we can find RS. Okay, so here on the formula, we are going to have PS over, and then we can come here, we check PS to be divided by, PS is the first letter and the second one, divided by the first letter here and the second one there, PQ, divided by PQ. And this should be equal to, okay, so PS is from the big triangle, this should be equal to SQ divided by QR. So QR is 14 divided by QR. Okay, so we can substitute there. So we are going to have PS divided by PQ, which is 18, is equal to SQ. So our SQ here, we are going to have SQ is 21 divided by QR. QR is 14. Okay, so we have 14 here, and then now we can divide here. 7 there, we have 3. 7 there, we have 2. So we are going to have PS over 18 is equal to 3 over 2. Okay, 3 over 2. And then now we can cross multiply. Here we can cross multiply. So we are going to continue with this side. So when we cross multiply here, we are going to have 2 times PS, which is 2 PS is equal to 18 times 3. 18 times 3. And then we divide both sides by 2. Divide by 2. 2 there, 1. 2 into 18 is 9. So PS will be equal to 9 times 3, which will give us 27. So PS is 27. So from here, all the way up to there, you have 27. So therefore, our RS will be equal to 27 minus 12. So 27 minus this 12 for PR, the one that we found. And this will give us 15 centimeters. So that is the solution for RS there. So let's go to the next question. The next question on similar objects. Okay, so we go to the next question, question 2. Okay, so always remember to subscribe so that you don't miss anything. Okay, subscribe so that you don't miss anything at all that we do here. Okay, so here is our question number 2. So question number 2 says, in the diagram below, number 2, in the diagram below, triangle AQR is similar to triangle ABC. Okay, so AQ is 8 centimeters, QB is 6 centimeters, and AR is 10 centimeters. Okay, so that's what we have, and then here is our triangle. Here is our triangle. Okay, so here's our triangle. Then we have another line there. Okay, so we have A, B, C. Q here, R there, 8 here, and 6 centimeters here. Then we have 10 here. Okay, so the first question says, find the ratio QR to BC. Number 2 says, next question 2 says, calculate the length of RC. Calculate the length of RC. Okay, so calculate the length of RC. Okay, so that is our second question. The second question that we have in our presentation for today is this diagram that we have just drawn here. Okay, so let's see now how we can go about that question. Okay, so now let's look at the question that we have. So the question says, in the diagram below, triangle AQR, so AQR, the small triangle that you are seeing on top here, is similar to the big triangle from A to B, the whole thing that you are seeing here. So there are two triangles, AQR and ABC, they are similar, and the numbers are given there. So the question says, find the ratio QR to BC. So our solutions here, number 1, we are finding the ratio QR to BC. Okay, so we have to check these sides that we are given here. From which of the triangles are these sides coming? So QR is coming from the small triangle that we have here, from the small triangle. BC is coming from the big triangle. So we have a side from the small triangle and a side from the big triangle. So what we need here is, we need numbers here that will stand for these ratios. Okay, so what you are going to do is go to the small triangle here and look at what we call the corresponding sides. So for example, we are told to say that AQR is similar to ABC. AQR is similar to ABC. So from what we have here, the corresponding sides are these. From what we have here, from the corresponding sides are AQ corresponds to AB. From what we have here, AR corresponds to AC. A and R there corresponds to A and C there. And then the last one is QR corresponds to BC. Okay, meaning they are at the same positions. Okay, so now for us to find this one, in fact, the question is asking us to find this. So for us to find this, we can use any of these two that we have here. So we can start with AQ and AB. We check if there are numbers there. So AQ, we have 80. AB, we have. So that's the one we are going to use. So therefore, AQ is 8. So we are going to have 8 here. Okay. And then to BC is from the big triangle. But here we are told to say we can even use this one here, because they are just the same, this. So AB is from here up to there. So you add 8 plus 6. So you're going to have 8 plus 6 here. And so you're going to have 8 to 14. And then we can simplify this ratio. We are going to have 2 there is 4. 2 there, we have 7. And so this is the ratio QR to BC. So the next question says, calculate the length of RC. Okay, calculate the length of RC. So we are going to use these things that I've written here. So we check where RC is. So RC is actually on AC. So we are going to use that one to solve. So we are going to have, since AR corresponds to AC, we are going to write it like this. We are going to have AR over AC here is equal to this one here, AQ over AB. Okay, so from what we have here, this is what we are going to have. And then we can substitute the numbers now there. So we have AR is 10. So we have 10 divided by AC, which is equal to AQ. Our AQ there is 8 divided by, and then from A to B, you add 8 plus 6 here. You get 14. 14 here. And then we can cross multiply now here. We are going to have 8 AC is equal to 14 times 10. And then we can divide by 8. Divide by 8 on both sides. Okay. Then we have 2 there is 4. 2 there, we have 7. And then we can multiply now and say 7 times 10. We are going to have 70 divided by 4. Okay. 70 divided by 4, which we can simplify. We can say 2 there is 2. 2 there, we have 35. So 2 into 35, we have 17.5 centimeters. Okay, so therefore, this is what we found here is AC. From here up to there, it's 17.5. So now for us to find this one here, we'll subtract. We'll say therefore RC will be equal to 17.5 minus 10, minus this 10 here, which will give us 7.5 centimeters. 7.5 centimeters. So that is how we tackle that one. So let's go to the next question. Our next question, we are remaining with very few, okay, on similar triangles. Okay, very few questions on similar triangles. Okay, and then, okay, so here is our next question now. Our next question says, in the diagram below, number 3, in the diagram below, triangle KLM is similar to triangle LNM. Okay, so KL is equal to 15 centimeters. LM is equal to 18 centimeters. And LN is equal to 10 centimeters. Okay, so that's what we have. So here's our triangle. Here is our triangle. Okay, so K, L there, M, N. Okay, so what we have here, we have KL is 15, so 15 here. LM is 18, and LN is 10, so LN is 10. So the question says, find the length of number 1 KM, number 2 KN. Okay, so here is what we have. So this is the question that you can find in the exam, and this is what we have on similar triangles. Okay, so it's very easy to identify a question on similarity. The question itself will tell you to say that there are some similar triangles there. Okay, so here's our question. We are told to say that triangle KLM is similar to triangle LNM. Okay, so this is how similar they are. So the first step that you are going to do here is to write down what we call corresponding sides. And here is how you write them using this. So the first two letters here, KL, corresponds to the first two here, LN. Okay? And then the last two, L and M, LM, corresponds to the last two here, NM. And then the first and the last letter, KM, corresponds to the first and the last one here, LM. These are what we call corresponding sides. These are going to help us to solve this. So the first question says, find KM. Find KM. So what you are going to do here for number one is just to check KM is here. So KM is here. It corresponds to LM. So you are going to write it as KM over LM. You divide this one over that one there. And this should be equal to, and then you check which of these two are given, both of them given in the question. So you start with KL and LN. So KL is given, LN is also given. So we can use that one. So KL over LN. So KM is what we are finding. So we are going to have KM here. You can even put X there. Divided by LM. LM is 18. So you have 18 here. And then KL is 15. So you have 15 here. Divided by LN. LN is 10 here. And then we can solve now by cross multiplication. So we can cross here like this, and then we are going to have 10 km is equal to 15 times 18, like this. So don't rush to multiply here. Divide first, divide by 10, divided by 10. Okay, so we have 5 there, 2. 5 into 15, you have 3. 2 there, you have 1. 2 into 18, you have 9. And then you are going to have 3 times 9, which is 27 centimeters. So km from here up to there, we have 27 centimeters. So we go to question 2 now. So question 2 says find kn from here up to there. So we are going to check here. If we have kn here. So we don't have kn anywhere here. We don't have kn. So we are going to check on which of these that we have written do you find kn. So you can see that from what we have written here, we have kn is found on km. Kn is found on km. And not only that, we also have nm here. Here it is. So we can find nm. And then after finding nm, we are going to subtract this 27 that we got. So we can find nm here by using this one here. So we are going to have lm divided by nm. lm divided by nm is equal to, and then we are also given this one here, is equal to kl divided by ln. So we have used this one because both of them are given here. KL is there, is 15. ln is 10. So that's why we have used it. And then now we can substitute here. Our lm there is 18. So we are going to have 18 divided by n m. This is what we are finding. So we are going to have n here, m. And this is equal to KL is 15 over ln is 10. Okay, so once we have it like this, we can even simplify here. 5 there, you have 3, 5 there, you're going to have 2. So you're going to have 18 over nm is equal to 3 over 2. And then we can cross multiply here. We cross multiply. We are going to cross multiply here. So you're going to have 3 nm is equal to 2 times 18. 2 times 18. Okay, so 2 times 18, and then now we can divide both sides by 3. We can divide by by 3 both sides. 3 there, 3 there. So NM will be equal to 3 there, 1, 3 into 18, you have 6. And then 2 times 6, you are going to have 12 centimeters. Now, what we have found is NM, it's 12 here. NM, that's 12. But the whole thing from K to M there, we found 27 km. So therefore, Kn, okay, we are continuing this side. Kn will be equal to 27 minus 12, which will give us 15 centimeters as the Kn. And so we can go to our next question. We are going to our next question, which is the last one on similarities before we go to congruence. Okay, so similarities. Let's go to the last question on similarities. Okay, so let's go to our last question on similarities. Okay, so here is our last question. In the diagram, I think it's number 4. In the diagram, BE is equal to 5 centimeters. CD is equal to 7 centimeters. And AE is equal to 3 centimeters. BE is parallel to CD. Okay, so here's our diagram. Okay, so here's our diagram, our triangle. So we're going to have A, B, C, E here, G there. So we have 3 centimeters, 5 here, and 7 here. Okay, so this is what we have. And then the question says, calculate the length of ED. ED. Calculate the length of ED. So we are calculating the length of ED. Okay, so we are going to have to identify what we call corresponding sides in this question. We have to identify what we are calling corresponding sides in this question. Okay, so just by looking at the 2 triangles, we can tell which sides are corresponding. Okay, so here is our question here. So triangle ABE is similar to triangle ACD. Okay, triangle ABE is similar to triangle ACD. So we have it like this. ABE is similar to ACD, like this. That's what the question says. Now, we are going to write down corresponding sides here. That is what you do when a question says 2 triangles are similar. Write down the corresponding sides, and here is how you write them again. I'll show you how to write them again so that you don't get confused. So, from the first triangle here, the first 2 letters are corresponding to the first 2 letters of the next triangle, AC, like this. And then the next 2 letters, B and E, are corresponding to C and D, C, D. And then the last one is A, the first letter, and the last one, AE, corresponds to AD, the first and the last. So this is very important when you are solving these questions on similarity. So the question says find ED. Now when you look here, there is no ED here. There is no ED. So you are going to check on which side you can find ED. So it's on AD. You find it on AD. So AD is here and it corresponds to AE. So you are going to use this one here. Why are you using this one? It's because on AD, from A to D, that is where you find ED. So you are going to have AE over AD is equal to, and then you check the other two that have remained, these two. Check if on which side do you have both of them given. So when you look at that one there, you notice to say, okay, BE is given, CD is also given. So you are going to write now, since you started with AE, here you are going to start with BE. So BE over CD. And then we can solve now. So we are going to substitute here. AE is 3 divided by AD, and this is equal to BE is 5 divided by 7. Then we can cross multiply here now. We cross multiply. We are going to have 5 times AD is equal to 3 times 7, which is 21. And then we can divide by 5 both sides. Divide by 5. So AD will be equal to 5 into 21 there. We are going to have 4.2. Okay, 5 into 20 is 4, remainder 1. 5 into 1, it can't put a point and a 0, so 4.2 centimeters. So from here, from A up to D, you have 4.2. So therefore, ED will be equal to 4.2 minus 3. This 3 that you have here. So you are going to have 1.2 centimeters as the length of the side ED. Okay, so this is what you find under similar triangles. Remember to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and share with others so that they can also come and learn. So now we are going to another part, which is the congruence. Okay, remember the topic is similarity and congruence. So similarity and congruence. So let us start the next part, which is similarity and congruence. Okay. So remember to subscribe. Once again, our friends need to learn. Tell them that it's happening here. Things are happening. People are passing mathematics here. Okay, so congruence. Congruency. Congruency. Okay, so when we were looking at similarities, I mentioned one thing. I said two objects can be similar even when they have different sizes. Of course, the shape should be the same, but the sizes can be different. Then it means they are similar. Now, when you're talking about congruency, two triangles are congruent if they have the same shape and size. Okay, so very important words. So when you're dealing with congruency, the two triangles should be the same size. When you look at them, they should be the same size, and the shape should be the same. But there are other conditions that we look at when we are dealing with the congruence. So I'm going to write down I'll write down the conditions that we have for congruence. I'll write down the conditions that we have for congruence. So conditions for congruency. Okay, so let's look at the conditions that we have for congruency. Number 1, the first condition for two triangles to be congruent, not similar, congruent. The two triangles to be congruent, the first one is what we call SSS. In brackets here, I'll say side. What does this mean? Here's what it means. It means that corresponding sides are equal. All corresponding sides are equal. Okay? Corresponding sides are equal. And what does that mean? Here is an example of a triangle where we have that. Okay, here's a triangle here. 7 here, You have 6 here. You have 4 centimeters here. This is A, B, C. And then another one, even when we write it upside down like this. Okay, so yeah, even if we write it upside down like this, where we have M, N, P, 6 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and 7 centimeters. Okay, so just by looking at these two triangles, you can tell these two triangles are of the same shape and the same size. They are of the same shape and the same size. How do I know that? Look at the dimensions that we have, the sides. You can see that there are some sides that are equal. In fact, all of them. This one is equal to this one. This side, that's the first side. This one here is equal to this one here. AB is equal to MN, so the second side. And then AC is equal to PN, the third side. And that is where SSS comes in. It means the corresponding sides are equal, like in this diagram that we have. So there are many different ways of writing it. We can even put the numbers the way we have put, or we can do this. We can do this. We can draw two triangles, A, B, C, and another one here, like this. And then we say M, N, maybe P there, and then we do this. Okay, so we do this. Okay, so what this means is that here we have 3 lines here, these 3 lines here, it means AC is equal to NP, AB is equal to NM, BC is equal to MP. So when you see something like this, then you know the two triangles. First of all, look at the shape. The shape should be the same, the size should be the same. And then it means that the two are congruent. So this is the first condition here. Corresponding sides should be equal. Okay, so let's go to the second condition. The second condition, we have SAS. What is this? This is side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. Okay, so what does this mean? So here's what it means. It means two pairs of corresponding sides are equal, and one pair of corresponding angles are equal or is equal, depending on which English we are using. So here we are saying two pairs of corresponding sides are equal, and then one pair of corresponding angles are also equal. Okay, one pair of corresponding angles are also equal. Okay, so meaning when you say one pair of corresponding angles are equal, you mean one angle this side and another one, the two of them are equal. Okay, so here is a diagram that shows what we've just talked about. So a diagram that could look like this. Okay, so let's put A, B, C here, and M, N, Q there. Okay, so two pairs of corresponding sides are equal. So when we have 5 centimeters here, we have 5 centimeters there, we have 7 here, and 7 there. Then we have 30 here, and 30 there. So you can see that the first pair of sides here, we have 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters, they're equal. And then this other pair, BC and NQ, they're also equal. Then the angles are also equal. So therefore, these two are said to be congruent. They are congruent. They are of the same size here because the dimensions are the same. Okay, so that is another condition for congruence. When you see two sides are equal and one angle inside is equal, then you have congruence. So let's go to the third one, number 3. Okay, we are almost done. Number 3, we have AS. Okay, what does this mean? Angle, side. Okay, angle side, which says two pairs of corresponding angles, corresponding angles. Two pairs of corresponding angles are equal, and a pair of equal corresponding sides. Okay, so you have two pairs of corresponding sides that are equal, or two angles that are equal, and one side which is corresponding also equal. So what are we saying? Let's see a diagram here. So here is our diagram that can help us understand the third condition. The third condition. Okay, so the third condition, here is our diagram here. So we have something like this. Okay, so here also, okay, we have this. Okay, so A, B, C, M, N, Q. Okay, so here is what we have, and also a pair of sides. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so when you look at these two triangles here, you can see that this angle here, because it only has one line there, one arc, is equal to this one here. Even when we don't put the numbers there, we can put the numbers there, but the numbers will be the same. And then you can also see that B has two lines here, which means that it's equal to that one. So if it's 40 here, then it means it's also 40 there. If it's 20 here, it means it's also 20 here. And then when you look at AB, the line, we have these two lines. It means AB is equal to MN. And so this is what we are talking about here. We are saying, here's what we are saying. The first pair, this angle is equal to this one. So we have A, the first angle. Then this angle here is equal to this one. We have another one because of the way we have written here like this. And then we have this side here, it's equal to this side. We have this one here. And so this is the condition we are talking about. Angle, side. Two angles are equal, one side is equal. So that is the third condition of congruency. And then the last condition that we have for congruency, the last condition that we have, number 4, is when you are dealing with a right angled triangle. So we have right angle, hypotenuse, and side. Okay, side. Right angle, hypotenuse, and side. So here is an example of a triangle that we are talking about. Okay, and then another one here. M, N, O, A, B, C. Okay, so here we are going to have 17, 6 here, 6, 17. Okay, so these two are congruent. These two triangles are congruent because of number one, there is this right angle here, the 90 degrees here, right angle, and then the hypotenuse is the same. Hypotenuse, remember the hypotenuse in Pythagoras theorem, the side which is opposite to the 90 degrees. So you have 17 here, you have 17 there. So the hypotenuse is the same. And then another side also here, you have 6 here, you have 6, another side here. So this is the condition that has been fulfilled, and therefore these are congruent. So now we are going to look at two examples. Okay, two examples on congruent triangles. So let's look at two examples on congruent triangles. Okay, so by looking at using the conditions that we have learned here, the 4 conditions that we have. Of course, there are so many of them, so we'll just look at these 4, they are enough. Okay, so here is the first example. Number 1 here. We are saying show that triangle ABC and triangle PQR are congruent. So you show that the two are congruent. Okay, here. Okay, so you have 110 here, 40 here, A, B, C, and then you have 6 here. Then the other triangle is here. Okay, the other triangle is let's see how is the triangle. Okay, we draw a line there, and then we do this. Okay, so P, Q, R, you have 110 here, you have 30 here. Okay, so the question says show that the two triangles are congruent. So we are going to show that the two triangles are congruent by looking at the sides and also the okay, here you have 6 here. By looking at the sides and also the angles. So here's the first thing that you do. The first thing that you are going to do is to find what this angle is and what this angle is. So here's how you find. So here you add 110 plus 40.